Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
I'm James Spann. This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Monday, the 15th of November. Big tornado anniversary. It was on this state in 1989. Over 20 people were killed in Huntsville by a big EF4 tornado on a Wednesday afternoon. But around here, just an old, soaking, cool rain falling, at least on this end of the state. Let's take a look at some of the Skycam shots around the network. That's the view coming from Trussville. In fact, I was just at that spot about 2 hours ago. Could have waved at the camera there. Low clouds, rain falling. Downtown Birmingham, visibility very restricted. That's looking right down 20th Street, and that's about as far as we can see from the top of the Daniel Building looking south. And up in Coleman, rain falling there. That's the view coming from the water treatment facility just east of downtown. That highway down below is US 278. Yeah, big trough approaching from the west. Down below that, we've got a surface boundary over southeast Alabama. Down below that boundary, it's fairly warm and unstable, and that's where we had some severe weather issues today. But north of that boundary, it's cool and stable up here. And the surface low is developing off to the southwest. Here's a look at the numbers, and you can clearly see we are in cool, stable air. In fact, it's only 48 at Haleyville and Muscle Shoals. Birmingham at 54. The warm spot in Montgomery, it's 61, and you really have to cross down below that, down into southeast Alabama to find any warmer air. We'll look at the radar at 2:01. Just a big mass of light rain over much of north central Alabama. Heavier amounts down to the south. In fact, we'll check the radar coming out of Eglin Air Force Base. And there's some thunderstorms involved down there. The Weather Service in Mobile issued a couple of tornado warnings earlier today, one for Baldwin and Escambia counties, and one that just expired at 2:30 for Crenshaw County, down around Luverne and Brantley, but we've heard of no damage. But that's where the most unstable air is located this afternoon. Check the surface chart across the Deep South. This is the mesoanalysis page coming off the Storm Prediction Center. They've got the surface low located just west of Baton Rouge at 1,006 millibars. And again, that's going to track along that stall front down over South Alabama and more than likely keep any severe weather issues down south tonight. There's a look at the instabilities this afternoon and just all of the really unstable air. This is the lifted index. Lifted indices are offshore. However, look at the helicity. Woo, that's a 500 max there over Lake Martin, really. So there's clear shear, which could set the updrafts in motion, but you can't get any sustained updrafts here because the air is not unstable. It is rain cooled. Any thunder would be elevated here. So despite that look, we're not concerned about any severe weather for this end of the state tonight. We'll look at the convective outlook. This is the day one severe weather outlook for the rest of today and tonight. Got the standard slight risk of severe weather over far south Alabama, in the adjacent parts of Mississippi, Louisiana, and northwest Florida. And tomorrow, a slight risk for southeast Alabama, Geneva, Dothan, Abbeville, Ozark, and parts of Georgia around Bainbridge, and Florida's Panhandle, Panama City, and Tallahassee, places like that. Hey, that's the good news. The QPF chart numbers are coming up. How about 4 inches of rain? The bullseye is 4.1 inches around Piedmont. And, of course, not everybody's going to get that much. We know that, but certainly it's been some pretty good rain already today. In fact, J.B. Elliott, the great American weather legend, has been posting some rain totals up on the blog. Mobile's gone to 1.57 inches. Birmingham about 1/2 inch so far. The Shelby County Airport about 3/4 of an inch. So, again, the 2 to 3 inch thing sounds about right, assuming we get this secondary wave of rain coming in here late tonight, tomorrow morning. There's the RPM, accumulated rain, for the next 72 hours. And, again, very similar to the other models, it's suggesting 2 to 3 inches in through here. And we'll take all of that. Well, let's look at the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Here comes that next impulse digging through, the Vortmax there. And down below that, a surface low is near Nashville at 1,000 millibars. And again, if we were to have unstable air, that might suggest some risk of severe weather tomorrow morning, really early in the morning, from say 4 until 10, something like that. But there's just not any real surface-based instability here. It is interesting to note that this is the output of the short-range ensemble forecast, the SREF, coming from the Storm Prediction Center, valid at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. It does not have the surface low at Nashville. It has the surface low farther south near Birmingham. And where you see the enhanced area down there, that's the significant tornado index that is sitting in the Florida Panhandle just offshore. So it sure looks like any tornadoes or severe weather early tomorrow morning would be over that southeastern part of Alabama and not up here. Having said that, you know what I'm going to say? When it comes to severe weather, always expect the unexpected, or thunderstorms. But again, we have very high confidence that we won't have any severe weather issues up here. And the rain should taper off by midday. Wednesday, we go dry, and no real cold air involved on Wednesday. In fact, we think the sky will be mostly sunny with low 60s likely, anywhere from 60 to 63. Now, Thursday, you can see another impulse swinging by, and that's going to bring a shot of cooler air. Down below that, some evidence of rain showers maybe northeast of here, maybe even a snow shower for the Smokies in the high elevation. But you can see a pretty good northerly flow going on at the surface, and that should knock highs back into the upper 50s. And by Friday morning, we'll be in the 30s. But Friday should be a beautiful day. Bright sunshine. The high probably right around 60, something like that. Another chilly night for the high school playoff games Friday night, but clear as a bell. Saturday for college football looks great. Bright, sunny weather, low 60s after we'll start the day in the 30s. And same thing on Sunday. So weekend looks just fine. All right. Thanksgiving week. This is Monday of next week. Winds turn into the south, but that still looks dry. Go to Tuesday the 23rd. Moisture feeding up in here. That looks like we could see a few showers. Maybe nothing widespread, but definitely a chance of showers with a fairly moist air mass. And on Wednesday the 24th, busiest travel day of the year. The GFS is suggesting a chance of showers over much of Alabama and cities like Dallas-Fort Worth, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, New York City, Boston, maybe some airport delays there. No major storm, just showers and very cold air behind that front. But the problem is the front's parallel to the upper air wind. So let's go to Thanksgiving Day now on the 25th. And with that kind of look, the front's just not going to blow through here. We'll take a look at the surface chart on Thanksgiving Day, and it's got the front stalled out north of here with more rain. And again, we know this is beyond 7 days. This is what we call voodoo country because there's not much skill in a specific forecast out here. But I think the idea of rain through a pretty good chunk of next week is reasonable, and it could last into Thanksgiving Day. And then on Friday the 26th, this is Black Friday and the Iron Bowl, Alabama-Auburn game in Tuscaloosa, same day this year. And that's an interesting look. It still looks kind of showery, and cold air is seeping in. It would be very shallow. The upper air winds are not going to allow it to drop in here, but we all know that shallow cold air can sneak underneath that and make it a lot colder than you might think. And we'll just have to watch and see how that all plays out. So on this run, this is suggesting a chance of rain really Tuesday through Thanksgiving Day, and Friday, the 26th, Black Friday, Iron Bowl Friday, kind of showery and maybe turning sharply colder. Now, you won't see some sharply colder. How about the 29th? Whoa, Nelly. Yikes. That's a cold look. Very high amplitude pattern. Western ridge, eastern trough, 540 line, Gulf of Mexico. We would have a hard time getting out of the mid-30s if this is right during the day. And I'm not saying it's right. You know that. We're just looking. And then on the 1st of December, it's still cold. And hey, look at the North Atlantic Oscillation with a strong downward spike at the end of November, which would support that idea. So who knows? Maybe things turn awfully cold around here as the month ends. We'll see. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.